Hey everyone, it's DaGadgetGuru. I know I've been gone for a long time. You have a lot of questions probably. Um, I will try and answer those later. Um, if you sent me a message at any point in time while I was gone, I will try and get back to you, but I have 263 messages in my inbox, so it will take me a while. Bear with me. If you want to send me another message to make sure I got your question or whatever you sent me, go ahead and do that again, just in case I miss your question or something. I might do a Q&A video a little bit later for you guys to kind of, you know, answer your questions because I'm sure you guys might have a lot. But anyways, so this video I want to talk about Dueling Network. A lot of people since I got back have been asking, am I going to be on Dueling Network again? I'm going to be doing more videos with that. The answer probably is no. I really don't like Dueling Network. I kind of despise it actually. As a player, I don't like it. More or less, as a player, the people on there don't know their rulings at all, so playing is very frustrating. And then when you call an admin, they don't know the ruling either sometimes, and you have to try and explain it to the admin and the player, who look at you like you're a moron until they realize they're wrong, and then they're like, oh, well, now we feel stupid. But that takes way too long, and it's just way too much of a hassle. And lastly, everyone on there pretty much plays generic, just net deck decks. Nobody plays original decks anymore that I've seen. Like every time I go on there and play someone, they're playing windups or they're playing rabbit or they're playing just something generic and retarded. So really, I don't care for Dueling Network very much. I might play a little bit, but I don't like it as a player. I also don't like it as a judge. Now my standpoint as a judge is a little bit different, but if you ever judged before, even players might understand this. The admin is not knowing rulings. It's severely annoying and severely frustrating to try and sit there and explain to this person who thinks he's an all-knowing god of rulings that they're wrong. Now, nobody's perfect. I understand that. I'm not saying that, I'm perfect or that I know all the rulings. But when I know they have a ruling wrong and I'm trying to calmly explain it to them and nicely, and they're, telling me that I'm being, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Disrespectful to them and this and that, and they're gonna ban me and all this other BS. It's like, you know what? Screw you. I'm trying to be nice and tell you you are wrong, and I'm showing you the evidence that you are wrong, and you're mad at me because you are wrong. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's preposterous, and I'm not gonna deal with it. So therefore, I avoid Dueling Network as much as I can. Now, a lot of people say, well, isn't it good for testing? I would say good for beta testing because you have to remember on Dueling Network a lot of the players on there are subpar players. I mean, you could go 20 games in a row undefeated, and it really doesn't mean anything. It either means you got lucky on your draws or you versed a lot of bad players. I mean, that's all there is to it. I mean, I've versed rabbit players on there who have made such basic mistakes. I mean, completely basic mistakes, and it's extremely sad. Um, like I've seen people summon Logia and then I play bottomless and they say okay and they remove him. It's like, really? But like I said, recently the other day, yesterday the 7th, I think, yeah, the 7th, because today's the 8th. I was playing on Dueling Network. I was playing a Rescue Rabbit player. He summoned, Dolka. Sorry, I can't remember the name. I haven't touched my Yu-Gi-Oh cards in about 3 months, so you guys will have to bear with me. I'm trying to remember names and all kinds of stuff like that. He summoned Dolka, and I'm like, okay, I'll compulsory it, because he Exceed summoned it. And this is the turn after, of course, so he hasn't normal summoned yet. So I'm like, I'll compulsory it, so he can't attack me with it. And he's like, okay, I'll just normal summon it. I'm like, what do you mean normal summon it? He's like, well, compulsory returns it to my hand. It's it's not a level 5 or higher, so I can just normal summon it. No. Exceeds and synchros can only exist in one of three places: the extra deck, the graveyard, or the remove from play pile, unless they're on the field. Other than the field. Um, so they can only exist in, one of three places other than on the field. So really, it's like I didn't even know what to say to him. I'm like, you can't do that. And he's like, yes, I can. I'm like, no, you can't. And I showed him a ruling saying if a synchro is returned to the hand, it's returned to the extra deck. I couldn't find one for exceeds, but I found one for synchros. He's like, well, this is an exceed, not a synchro. I'm like, it's the same thing. It came from the extra deck. It returns to the extra deck. And he's like, no, 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 no. So I try and call a judge. It. I know there's a lot of people on Dueling Network So I don't understand why there's not more judges. There was like two, maybe three on. I think there was two or three. It's like it literally took a judge like 22 minutes or something like that to come and rule on it. And all he did when he entered the room, we told him what was happening. He literally said, "It is returned to your extra deck, period," and left the room. I mean, just did it in out. And my opponent was like, "Well, I didn't even get to ask him why it's returned to the extra deck," and I'm like, "Really?" Like, it's not worth it. But like I said, it's good for testing your deck, I guess, against other decks if you want, if the person has a really high rating. But it's still just, in my opinion, it's okay for beta testing and just kind of messing around and changing your deck around, and testing different things. But actual testing before a tournament, before a regionals, before a nationals, before a world, stuff like that, no. You need to do on-hands testing with real people who know how to use the deck. And you can do that at your local tournament. You can do that at multiple different things. There's a new dueling site that's up right now. I'll try and find the name of it. It's like Duel Masters or something like that. Basically, it's a online site that um, is kind of like Skype. They have an online thing where you can connect the site to your webcam and you can duel people online, like over the internet. So I'll have to try and find a link to that site. Somebody linked me it a while back, but I never had time for it. So basically, Dueling Network, my opinion is, I despise the thing. I don't like it. Let me know what you guys think. More videos to come. I'll see you guys later. Good to be back, and I look forward to talking to you guys again. All right. See ya.